Evening and welcome to my channel. I'm sorry that I haven't posted for a while, but life has a way of taking over sometimes and it's been a bit busy. Busy, when I say busy, I mean figuring out what my next moves are, and because now I've come to a point in life where I'm at a crossroads and I have a lot of decisions to make and I have to decide which path I'm going to walk. I seem to have reached that point on this twin flame journey where you have to decide. And I've essentially made my decisions, but now I need to start implementing them. So today I wanted to tell you about my encounter with my twin flame. And to be honest, we kind of we hooked up through Facebook for absolutely no reason whatsoever, out of the blue. Just a random person who asked me for to hook up for a friendship, Facebook friendship. And when I saw the photo, the first thing that crossed my mind was, is it him? Can it be him? It is him. I know that sounds absolutely bizarre, but for the last, I'd say, 20 years, I've been looking for him. Actively looking for him, I would say, because it was about 20 years ago, I think, that I met a medium that told me I would find him in Portugal. And I spent nearly 15 years in Portugal waiting for him to show up. And as it turned out, he was living in Portugal, one area, and I was living in another. How bizarre. Neither of us are Portuguese or from Portugal, but we were both there at the same time. And then the same medium told me that I would find him here in Spain, which is where I currently am now. And it's bizarre because he moved to Spain 1 year before I did. And so, yes, I did meet him here in Spain. And all these years I've just been sat waiting for him and waiting and waiting and waiting. But I actually, at some point, had given up. I never thought I would meet him. So, yes, it was a very powerful encounter when we finally did meet in person. It was a bit of a shock for me because as an energy worker, energy healer and energy reader, I knew exactly who he was, and but from his perspective he just thought I was trying to hit on him. Whereas I wasn't trying to hit on him at all. I was just trying to figure out what the hell was going on in all this, it was like the impact was so huge on me that I couldn't explain half of what was going on. It was bizarre. It was the first time I'd ever felt this in my life. I can explain exactly the feelings, just to give you an idea. And I know this sounds bizarre and way out there, but when something so simple, he was sat there taking his hair down one day and I was just watching, and I ended up doing what seems like staring in his eyes, but actually I was just so captivated. And the more I stared, I was staring, I guess, but the more I was just looking at him, all of a sudden I could see the entire universe, if that makes sense. I could see planets going around the sun. I could see the cosmos. I could see everything. And even as a psychic, clairvoyant, it was a bizarre experience, something that I'd never something that had never ever happened to me, so I couldn't understand it. And that was just one of the things that happened. I was sat talking to him, just very, normal, like normal people. We were sat opposite each other, and we were talking, and all of a sudden I felt like my base chakra turn. And it was bizarre because I didn't know what was happening, and in my mind I was thinking, oh my god, what was that, what's happened. And I looked at him, and I'm trying to keep my face normal, but I could see that his energy changed and his face changed, and I could see that maybe something happened to him, or maybe he thought of it. At first, my first reaction was that I thought he thought I was being very rude, but I was trying to keep my facial expression as normal as possible, but and his whole expression and face changed, and in retrospect I now wonder if he felt something at the same time I did, or if indeed he felt the same chakra turn like I did. I still to this day don't actually know what really happened, but it was as if the ethereal started to have a 3D manifestation. So yeah, that was just two signs. And then there was another event when we parted company. I kind of went over to say goodbye to him, as you do in traditional Spanish culture, 2 kisses, 1 on each cheek. We do it in Italy as well. And I put my hand on his arm, but I couldn't feel his arm. All I felt was, it was like, it wasn't a burn, because obviously I didn't burn myself by touching him, but there was something that, if it's possible to say this, burnt my soul, or etched my soul, because it didn't burn me, obviously, but it was so intense without being intense, but it was enough for me to... It was bizarre. It was absolutely bizarre. It was like... well, there's no... It was like nothing, because there is no anything. There is nothing the same. There is nothing I can relate to actually describe it. It was just very bizarre. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share that initial encounter, simply because maybe my experience is somebody else's experience, and it just helps you to understand, because I had nobody to turn to, and obviously when I turned to my twin flame to try and talk to him to see what the hell was going on, or what it was, what the feeling was and everything, and he obviously shut me out in the cold, because he thought I was coming on to him, and obviously because he has a partner, and he found it very offensive. Yeah, my story doesn't have a happy ending to this day, I'm afraid. But it helps you to understand and know that you're not alone. If something so bizarre and out of this world happens, there are other people out there having the same experience. So anyway, God bless you all, and I'll post another video soon.